Hi everybody, I'm Jack and this is Raw Tropical Living. Thanks for joining me today. Just having a kind of a quiet day around the house as we finally started getting some rain. It broke last night. We got nothing super, nothing major, but it's always good when it finally breaks a little bit in. It gives us a little indication that the rainy season is on the way or that the rainy season is here. And our early part kind of coming into May, because man, that is the number one asked question down here, no matter what people's reason for coming or whatever is like, what's the weather, what's the weather, what's the weather this month, what's the weather that month? And it is kind of hard to tell, but usually our May, June, July's, and August they're considered in the rainy season, but they're not heavy or anything. It's usually this is not very typical. Typical is normally wake up, beautiful day till about 3 or 4 o'clock, heat builds, afternoon showers come in, nice shower cools things down. But we're not here to talk about the weather today, or in a way we are here to talk about the weather. I was doing a little cleaning this morning around the house and came across something that just triggered the whole thought process for this video, and I'll tell you what it is in just a minute. So the number one tip, raw vegan tip for the summer is keep it cold. Keep it cold. Keep everything cold. I came across these. These I bought a little while back for a project that didn't end up panning out. But what these are is this: you can make popsicles out of this. And what I want to tell you too is this. The reason I was kind of excited about doing this video is because this will be good for people that are trying to go raw vegan, trying to stay on their raw vegan path, just trying to eat more fruits and vegetables during the summer. And it'll also be good for you that have families, that have kids especially, that you're constantly trying to get to work good choices into their snacks and into their meals, what have you. And this is just the best way possible, and it's the best way to refresh yourself during the summer. It's going to be hot. Different fruits and vegetables are coming into season, and one of the best and most hydrating for a lot of people in a lot of areas, I realize not everybody, but will be watermelon. Now these simply, you blend up watermelon in your blender and you pour them in here. You get the wooden sticks, you stick them in there and they set up. Kids are going to love them. Anything that you can cut into chunks, put in the freezer. You don't necessarily have to make the nice cream all the time. It's nice just to eat them. Like sometimes I'm on the go, or to put them in a drink with a smoothie. Put your watermelon in the freezer. Make popsicles. Put pineapple chunks in the freezer. Pineapple chunks in the freezer are great. Grapes. If you get a decent price on grapes, clean them and just put as many of those little suckers in the freezer as possible. Nothing better on I've never had them all that often, because grapes are one of those things, like, I don't know if you've picked up on the way I do things, but not a big fan of fruit that I can't afford to eat my fill in, to eat my weight in. And grapes tend to be kind of expensive almost everywhere I am, so I haven't eaten a lot, but they're very good frozen, and you can just continue to pop them in your mouth. Your kids are going to love this stuff, because I'm sure they're outside running around, getting all heated up and hot, and they're not going to be super picky when they come in and you got something that's tasty, cold, and is going to cool them down right away. And the frozen treats are it. Freeze your fruit, freeze as much, like I say, freeze whatever you can freeze in your area. But that's just a good way to get through the summer and to get everybody in your household involved. Or even if you're an old loner like me, maybe you interact with friends. You're going to gatherings during the summer. If you're going to have people over to your house, obviously you have to have refrigeration. But if you're having people over for an event, or if you're going somewhere and then you can get your stuff immediately to the freezer, take it, introduce it to people. Because as I've said many times before, a lot of times people are not adverse to healthy food to the average person, though. It's just all about if it tastes good. And if you besides watermelon, I experimented this one time. Get yourself some even simple flavors, whatever you can get. Mango and orange juice works very well with this. Blend up mango and orange juice, put in there. Play around. If you want a little bit creamier action going on, you can even get into maybe putting some of the nut milks in there, maybe a little almond milk. Or what I'm going to experiment with, and I'm getting coconuts if not today because of the rain, tomorrow is coconut milk. And that would be great in there. Put a little coconut milk in with some fresh fruit and have like a frozen pina colada. Like I'm thinking coconut milk, pineapple, maybe a little banana for the popsicles. That might make them a little thick though. But you see what I'm getting at? Keep things cold. Keep juices. Even not even just the popsicles. Make watermelon a huge part of your summer if you're somewhere where you can get good watermelons at a reasonable price. Because besides freezing them, making popsicles, even just putting them in the blender, blending it up into nice fresh watermelon juice, there is nothing more hydrating. I got on a kick of doing that a few years ago where almost every time I came back from the gym I had a 32-ounce mason jar full of ice cold watermelon juice. So keep a pitcher of watermelon juice in the freezer, not in the freezer, in the refrigerator. Keep cold fruits around all the time, but that temperature, think about it. Just use that thinking like everybody's always talking about in the cold months about how good it feels to get that warmness in you. Well, it's the opposite in the hot weather. And that's why I'm always talking about it's so easy to be raw down here, and you may even want to come down here and solidify your lifestyle, because down here you don't want to eat. You don't want heat. I mean, I don't have air conditioner. People wonder, they go, well, I want to put a shirt on. Why aren't you wearing a shirt? It's hot. So I don't want to eat hot food. I like cold stuff, and it helps me. And believe me, that's one thing I've learned on this lifestyle. I never noticed before, like how much food affects your body. Like last night, I had some nice cream. I had turned my air conditioner on, had some nice cream, and I got cold. Turned the air conditioner up a bit, and then as soon as that kind of wore off, I needed to turn it back down a little bit. But you get what I'm talking about. They're tasty. They're going to cool your body down. So that's my number one tip for the summer. Try to keep cold treats around all the time. Grapes, watermelon, popsicles in the freezer, pitchers of watermelon juice, pitchers of other kind of juice, any kind of fruit juice you can think of. But if you will keep that stuff available, keep it on hand, and keep it handier for your kids to get to when they come in and they're hot, thirsty, blah, blah, blah. And make it where it's not really a choice. That's just what they go for naturally. Anyhow, that's just my 2 cents worth. Hope you guys like this one. If you like it, give me a thumbs up. Hope you'll subscribe to the channel, and hope you're having an awesome week. Love you guys. Peace.